or manufacturing, and therefore the cost of energy is of interest to the AGI. We have over the years have been advocating for energy reduction in energy costs for our members, and therefore we found it prudent over the years. Also, there is the whole topic about sustainability, sustainable energy, and our members have always been concerned about the cost of energy, particularly electricity and then diesel for production. So we thought it wise to set up a center to support our members who consume a lot of energy to transition to green and sustainable energy in Ghana. So that is why we have the AGI has set up the center. The basic idea is to support our members first of all, but we are there for all companies in Ghana that are interested in transitioning to green and sustainable energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in terms of the rollout, when you say green energy, what are the various options? I mean, I think the simplest one people think about is solar, right? But are there other ones in addition to solar?
Yes, I think I'll take that question.
Yeah.
So when it comes to green energy, we are talking about renewable energies in general. We have solar, which is the most abundant in Ghana right now. But you'd realize there are other renewable energy sources which are being utilized, like biomass, biogas. You go to the factory, some of them have their own biogas systems over there. The other ones like wind, tidal, wave, just not really used in Ghana. The technology has not been developed to that level yet. But even beyond the actual renewable energy technologies, we also promote a lot of energy efficiency, which because we deal with a lot of commercial and industrial clients, it's prudent, it's important for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, energy efficiency, what would you say when you say promoting energy efficiency to any of our viewers who are watching right now? How can we make a household more energy efficient?
Okay. So it's the basic things. Energy efficiency, in a summary, it's basically using less energy to do the same outcome as you would have used more energy for.
Okay.
So let's say you are driving from work to back home, and it's not really warm that day, so you don't really need your AC.
Okay.
Once you switch off your AC and you drive normally, you're using less fuel, which is less energy, and it's giving you the same outcome, taking you back home. So back at home, what you can do when you wake up and you don't need your lights anymore, the outside lights, you switch them off immediately. If you don't need something, let's say the AC, if you don't need to use it for the whole evening, you switch it off at a certain point. These little things really add up in the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Now you have a campaign going on. It says save energy, save money, right? Energy audits for hotels and resorts, 30% off. What's that about? If you just help us to understand.
Yes, thank you. So we have the hotels and resorts are also members of the AGI. They belong to the hospitality sector under the AGI. Therefore, as I mentioned earlier, we provide services to all AGI member companies. So we came up with this package for the hotels to support them. It's energy audit, a very comprehensive energy audit of their facilities that would conduct for them, and then prepare a report for them with measures that they could implement and save on their energy costs. But the good thing is that we are giving them a 30% discount on the total cost of the cost of the energy audit.
Okay.
Yes. So if you come, depending on the size of your facility, would give you the cost of doing the audit, and then we'll give you a 30% slash on it. So that is the package we have for the hotels and the resorts. Yeah.
Okay. Now, for the average person that's watching, one of the things that I hear a lot is solar is expensive, so for the average person who's watching, what can you advise or suggest, as a way to get into the renewable energy space, right? Because, I mean, ideally, we want to try and let as many homes as possible transition, not necessarily go 100%. But at least have it as an additional, to your regular grid usage, to have also some renewable energy. Of course, to save power, but then also to have constant power in case we have challenges with the grid, right? So what are some of the suggestions you can give us of how individual homes can transition, even though the initial uptake may be
Little expensive.
Yeah.
I think I'll take that question. So solar is a bit expensive right now, as everything else is in Ghana. But if you look at the reliability of electricity, you might need a backup source,
Okay.
especially if you don't want to go fully off grid.
Yeah.
Now the first step to go, as I mentioned, is the energy efficiency. If you go and get solar and you're not using energy efficiently at home, it means you're going to need a bigger system, which is more expensive. So if you start using energy more efficiently in your homes, you'd have to use a smaller system to start with.
Okay.
And when we talk about solar, you don't necessarily have to go for solar to power everything. You can start with solar heating systems, right? Which is actually very affordable right now.
Okay.
You can get solar heating systems and you don't need to use your electric boilers anymore or anything in your house.
Okay, so this is like for heating water.
For heating water.
So you can use solar instead. How does that work?
So you have the panels on top. It uses the solar energy to heat up the water. You have a storage system also on top
Okay.
of it.
Okay.
So once you need the water, it keeps it running in your house. So you could use it for your showers and everything else.
Okay.
If you do washing with your washing machine and you need a hot water intake, you can add it to it in your
Yeah.
kitchen and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay. No, I've sort of seen these little tanks on some
Yeah.
people's houses
Yes.
Exactly.
with solar panels attached. That's
Yeah.
what you're talking
Yes,
about.
yes, that's
here.
exactly what I'm
Okay.
talking about.
Okay. So in bits and pieces, people can slowly
Transition.
Exactly.
and get things in.
Exactly.
Are there any other? So let's say, for example, if you want to get panels, can you get, let's say, 1 or 2 panels to start with, 1 or 2 batteries to start with? What can that power?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what we usually even advise, that you do sort of a little analysis, right? You get an expert to come to the house and take
Okay.
a look at all the energy using systems. And then they'll let you know that, oh, you can use maybe 2 or 3 panels and power maybe all your plug loads. The
Okay.
plug loads are the sockets, right? So maybe they'll put all the sockets on solar and then they'll keep off the air conditions. It's one little trick that people don't know, but air conditioners are the highest consumers in people's homes. I guess you know when you switch on your ACs, you pay more electricity.
Yeah.
So you could start with putting, let's say, the plug loads and lights on your solar.
Okay.
You'd need only 2 or 3 panels.
Okay.
And then once you get a feel for it, you can develop and add the other things to it and then increase your system.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's more important in going solar? Right. What's more important, panels or batteries?
It depends.
Okay.
I would say the panels are the most important
Yeah.
because without the panels, you can't
You can't
utilize
even
the sun's
utilize the
energy.
sun anyway.
But you can have a solar system without batteries.
Without the battery. Yeah.
It's just that you'd only have to use it when the sun is shining and you're generating electricity.
Ah, okay. Okay. So the batteries are exclusive for storage.
For storage.
For storage of power. So you can actually have a solar system without batteries.
Completely.
Interesting.
And when we talk about the cost of solar, the cost is almost inflated, mostly due to the battery
batteries, yeah.
cost.
Yeah.
The cost of panels and then the inverters mostly are very negligible compared to the general cost if you are including battery. So mostly and he mentioned we provide solar feasibility. So that's one of the things we do there. So that if you are a large industry, your main work is production. You do not have expertise for
Yeah.
solar or
Yeah.
energy related issues. We always advise the companies that if you want to go green or you want to do solar, always get a third party
Okay.